Hi, and welcome to another episode of our Game Maker build where we are building a UFO asteroid style game. We left off with an enemy ship flying overhead every time 5 small meteors are shot. Okay, now we have our enemy ship flying, we need to have it shoot at us. The best way to get the enemy ship to appear to randomly fire is to create a timeline that fires laser shots. And we need to program the laser actions into the laser object. Let's go ahead and open the Object Properties window for OBJ Enemy Laser. We're going to add a new event, Create. We're going to drag Speed Vertical into the Actions column, apply to Self, and it's going to be a speed of 35. Let's click OK. Hit OK for this for now. We need to add one more sound, and we're going to call this SND Enemy Laser. We'll load that sound. Okay, let's see which one we want to use. That one sounds pretty cool. So we'll use Echoey Zap, open. If we go back out to Enemy Laser, we'll now go to Main 1, pull in the sound, set that to Enemy Laser, false, okay. Okay, we have another new event. This is Other, Animation End. We only want it to play once. I'm going to destroy the instance, self, okay. And OK again. Now at the top toolbar, we want to create a timeline. So I'm going to click on this hourglass, and it's now going to allow me to create a new timeline. We're going to call this Enemy UFO Fire. The width of the screen in relation to the speed of the enemy UFO will accommodate about 170 steps. So we're going to click Add, and then we need to set the moments. First moment is going to be set at 10. And then we're going to drag Create Instance. This is going to apply to Object, and it's going to apply to the enemy UFO. The object is going to be set to Enemy Laser, and Relative will be checked because it's going to be dropping it from the enemy UFO each time. Click OK. Okay, we're going to hit Duplicate, so that'll actually duplicate this step so we don't have to keep creating instances. And we're going to set some new ones at 40, 60, 75. So there's 40, duplicate, 60, 75. Let's do another one at 100. One more at 140, 140. And finally, we'll duplicate one more at 165. Let's go ahead and click OK. We now need to open the Object Properties window for OBJ Enemy UFO. From the main 2, we're going to drag Set Timeline into the actions. Okay, it applies to self. Timeline is Enemy UFO Fire, position 0, and click OK. And then OK again. Let's save and test the game. Okay. Medium one. Okay, he's firing. If we shoot 5 more, he should come down. We now have to have the enemy UFO fire to actually do some damage. If it hits us, we should lose a life. So we need to open up OBJ Enemy Laser. We're going to add a new event, and this is going to be a collision with our UFO. So first thing we need to do is we want to be able to add an instance. Actually, this will apply to self. It's actually going to create the explosion, and that'll be relative. We're going to add a sound, and that will be the explosion sound, not looped. And we need to delete a life. Okay, we'll save that and let's see if that actually will work. Okay, we did lose a life when that hit us, so that works. We want to be able to shoot in multiple directions. We have a spaceship flying around, and we want to be able to shoot up, down, left, and right. So we're going to delete the current programming for shooting with the spacebar. Let's go ahead to OBJ Photon. We're going to go ahead and delete the vertical speed in the actions column. Let's go ahead and cut that. Okay, and now we're going to go to OBJ UFO, select the spacebar, and we're going to go ahead and delete that as well. So yes. We're going to use the WASD keys. W will fire up, S will fire down, A will fire left, D will fire right. So we need to add those new events. So go ahead, add event, key press, letter. We're going to start with the letter D. From main 1, we're going to drag create moving, self in the applies. The object is going to be photon. X and Y set to 0. The speed is going to be set to 25 with the relative box checked. Direction is going to be 0. So the direction is based on degree coordinates, with 0 being to the right, 90 being straight up, 180 to the left, and 270 down. Following the same steps, we're going to create 3 more keys using W, S, and A. So W. Speed set at 25, direction at 90, relative checked. I can actually duplicate this event, key press, A, and all I have to do is change the direction. And then S will be straight down. Let's save and test. So A. Okay, medium and small meteors should bounce off of large meteors. We're going to open OBJ Meteor Large. And we're going to add an event, collision with the medium meteor. We're going to drag the bounce button. It's going to apply to other. We don't want it precise, and it's going to be against all objects. Click OK. We're going to duplicate that event, and this time that'll be a collision with the meteor small. And we're going to actually add a couple more sound effects, or one more sound effect actually. Let's go ahead and go to sound, and this time we're going to be meteor collide, because we don't want it quite as big of a sound as the other. Yeah, so when meteors collide, that's what it's going to sound like. Let's open that, and okay, let's go back to our meteor large, and we're going to add that sound effect to both of these. And okay. Let's go ahead and save, Command S, and test the game again. Let's make a few more. So we can see them bouncing off. Okay, that's it for this episode. We're going to continue next episode, finding out what happens when 2 large meteors collide.